Now we're going to see the fractions where we are having a positive or a negative sign, and the question will be express the following fractions with a single denominator. Now if the question is x over 2 plus x minus 1 over 4, and the main thing is you're going to have a positive sign between the fractions, what is your first step? You're going to take LCM. And how to take LCM? You're going to take LCM of the denominators. What are the denominators? Here I am having 2, here I am having 4. So what is the first step? I'm going to take 2 and 4 and I'm going to take the LCM. 2 1s are, 2 2s are, and LCM will be 2 times 2, that is 4. There is another way to taking LCM. How? If I see the multiples of 2, that will be 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 and so on. And if I'm going to take multiples of 4, that will be 4, 8 and so on. Least common multiple means I'm going to take a common multiple which is least as well. So multiples of 2 are 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Multiples of 4 are 4, 8 and so on. So first common multiple is 4, or I must say least common multiple is 4. So the least common multiple is 4 here. How we are going to do it quickly? Because 4 is the LCM, I am going to change this 2 to 4. How am I going to change it? I am going to multiply it by 2. So if I am going to multiply the denominator by 2, I am going to multiply the numerator by 2 as well. So I am going to have 2x plus x minus 1. This is 3x minus 1 over 4, simplified answer. If I am having a question 1 over 3x minus 1 over 3y, what will happen? Before you start it, you're going to see that the denominator is having a common number, that is 3. What is the best way to do it? You're going to take 1 over 3 common. What will happen? If you're going to take 1 over 3 common, you are left with less calculation. So 1 over x minus 1 over y will be left. So what is the solution? You're going to take 1 over 3 common. 1 over x minus 1 over y will be there. So LCM will be xy. This will be multiplied by y. This will be multiplied by x. So you're having y minus x over xy, and the final answer can be written as y minus x over 3 times xy. Now if I'm going to take this question, e minus 4 over 5 plus 1. Before you start the solution, see the fractions. First of all, this is a positive sign, and both values are the fractions. How? This is e minus 4 over 5 and this is 1 over 1. So what is the step? You're going to take 5 as LCM. So this will be multiplied by 5, as simple as that. So 5 is the LCM, e minus 4 as it is, and plus 5 there. You're going to simplify the constant terms because e is not having any like term in it. So you're going to have minus 4 plus 5, that will give you plus 1. Next question is, let me have it this way. Alright. If this is the fraction I'm talking about, c minus 1 over 5 minus 2c plus 3 over 3. Now I am having a negative sign between the fractions, it means LCM. And 5 and 3. 5 and 3. How to take LCM? LCM is the least common multiple. What does it mean? I am going to think about the multiples of 3 and multiples of 5. Multiples of 3 are 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21 and so on. While the multiples of 5 are 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 and so on. Now the first common multiple you can see here is 15. That is called least common multiple. So what are you going to do? You're going to take 15 common. Least common multiple will be written here. And you're going to multiply this fraction by 3. Why? Because the denominator is 5. To make it 15, you are going to multiply it by 3. So the numerator will be multiplied by 3. I'm not multiplying it directly. Instead, I'm taking a bracket and writing 3 outside to avoid any confusions or calculation mistakes. Second fraction is having denominator 3. So 15 means I'm going to multiply this 5 by 5. So numerator will be multiplied by 5. So I am writing minus 5 bracket start the whole thingy. Now if I am going to open the first bracket, that would be 3c minus 3. Why? Because I am having a positive 3 outside the bracket. But because 5 is a negative 5, this negative will change the signs of the inner values. So by writing it this way, by doing this step, I'll be avoiding careless mistakes. So negative will change the signs of both values. 2c times negative 5 will give you negative 10c, and negative 5 times 3 will give you negative 15. And then you're going to do the simplification. Now, the next question is, it's 3m over n minus m plus n over n. Can you see the like term we are having as a denominator? So you're just going to take the LCM as n and you're going to write the numerator as it is, because the denominator is same, LCM will be n, same, and you're going to write it. But don't forget, because of this negative sign, you have to change the signs of both values. So this will be 3m minus n minus n. 3m minus m are the like terms. So 3 plus 3 minus 1 will give you 2. 2m minus n is your final answer. Now, the next question is interesting. Can you see this fraction? You are having 2c plus d over 5 minus 2c minus d over 10. Instead of taking LCM directly, that is 10, because 5 multiples of 5 are 5, 10, 15 and so on, and multiples of 10 are 10, 20 and so on. 10 is the least common multiple. But let me tell you, just by looking at the question carefully before you start the solution, you can notice that the second fraction is having 2 in the numerator, which can cancel 10. So you will be having 2 1s are 2 5s are same denominator 5, and this will make your life easier. You can do 2 steps. Number 1, you can take LCM 5 and you can write it down. You can write down the numerator as it is, or you can take 1 over 5 as a common number and use a bigger bracket and write down the values inside. And then multiply. Just notice one thing, that there is a negative sign outside the bracket. That will change both signs inside the bracket. So plus c will give you negative c and negative d will become positive d. So when you're going to simplify it, 2c minus c will give you just c, and plus 2d plus d will give you 3d, and 1 by 5 is just with the bracket, and in the end you're going to write it in a particular way, c plus 3d over 5. Next question. It's very interesting. See this. This is 5 over 2e minus f plus 4 over 3f minus e. Now your brain says just take LCM of the two brackets because they are not same. But if you're going to focus on the question before you start the solution, you're going to notice that e is positive here while f is negative. And here we are having opposite signs. F is positive and E is negative. If I am going to take negative common from this bracket, it will change the whole scenario. What will happen if I am going to take negative common? This negative which I have taken common will change the signs of the inner values. What does it mean? F will become negative, E will become positive. Just by taking negative common, you are having a common factor, and it will make your life easier. How? Because if you're going to take e minus f common, 1 over e minus f common, you will be left with a simpler fraction inside the bracket. Here you are left with 5 over 2. There you are left with 4 by 3. So taking LCM will be easier. So 6 is the LCM. You're going to multiply it by 3. And you're going to multiply this by 2. So what are you having? You're having 15 minus 8, and that is 7. 7 over 6 e minus f is your final answer. If I am having 4c over 10c minus 5d plus 2d over 6c minus 3d. See, before I started it, I just thought about it that if I'm going to take 5 common from this, I'll be left with 2c minus d. Same is the case here. If by taking 3 common, I'll be left with 2c minus d. So taking 1 over 2c minus d common will make my life easier. How? I'll be left with 4c over 5 here plus 2d over 3 there. So it's easier. It will be 15 and I'm going to multiply this by 3. So I'm getting 12c, this by 5. So I'm getting 10d and this is my final answer. Again, if I am having 2a minus 8 and 12 minus 3a, by taking 2 common here, I'll be left with a minus 4. And 12 minus 3a, let me show you that if you're going to take 12 minus 3a and you are taking 3 common, you will be left with 4 minus a. While you will be needing a minus 4 for having a similar bracket. As I want a minus 4 and by taking 3 common I am having 4 minus a. What is the difference? Here a is positive, there a is negative. Here 4 is negative, there 4 is positive. So what does it mean? If I am going to take negative 3 common, it will change the signs of the inner values and later these two signs, negative and negative, will become positive. Plus, you're going to have a minus 4 as a common factor. 1 over a minus 4 is common. You are left with a plus 1 over 2. You have taken this common. And a plus 2 over 3 from here because negative 4 plus a is common. So, taking LCM of 2 and 3 is much easier. The LCM is 6. You're going to multiply this by 3. So, 3a plus 3. And 3 times 2 will give you 6. So, 2a plus 2. You see, I am doing it so direct here. Why? Because I am having a positive sign and I am not afraid of it. If I am having a negative sign, it's better to write it down before you start the solution. You write 3 bracket start a plus 1 minus 2 bracket a plus 2 so that you don't do any mistakes here. But if I am having a positive sign, I am doing it fearlessly because I know there will be no mistake. I'm going to write down the direct sign whatever I am having here. So that is 2a plus 4. So 3a plus 2a will be 5a plus 7. So 5a plus 7 over 6 times a minus 4 is my final answer. Now, this is a very interesting question. I will be needing a new page. This is a plus 3x over 2a plus a minus x over 6a minus 2x plus a over 3a. I can see that the denominator, now don't forget that these are the factors, so I cannot take anything common from them. This is the complete factor in the numerator. But in the denominator, I am having a here, a here, a here. It's better to write 1 over a as a common factor. It will make your life easier. So a plus 3x over 2 plus a minus x over 6 minus 2x plus a over 3. Now don't forget that this is a negative sign. So what does it mean? It is going to change the signs of the inner values. Now 1 over a will be with the bracket. And I'm going to take LCM of 2, 6 and 3. So the way is, what are the multiples of 2? They are 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 and so on. While the multiples of 3 are 3, 6, 9, 12, 15 and so on. And the 6 is 6 and 12 and so on. So you can see the common multiples. 12 is a common multiple. Is this the least common multiple we are having? No. We are having 6 as a common multiple as well. And this is the least common multiple. So LCM of 2, 6 and 3 is 6. What does it mean? I'm going to multiply this by 3, this by 1 and this by 2. So what is it? It is 3 bracket a plus 3x plus a minus x minus 2 2x plus a. Now 1 over a as it is, and I can write 6a with it because in the end I'm going to multiply 6 and a. So what is inside the bracket? I am having 3 outside the bracket. 3 times a will give me 3a. 3 times 3x will give me 9x plus a minus x as it is. But because of this negative, both signs will be changed. So minus 4x minus 2a. Now simplify. 1 over 6a as it is. Now I'm going to think about x. How many x are there? This is 9x. This is minus 1x. That will give me 8x. 8x minus 4x will give me 4x. Positive 4x. 3a plus a will give me 4a. And 4a minus 2a will give me plus 2a. Do not forget that plus 3 plus 1 will give you plus 4. And minus 2 means plus 4 minus 2 will give you plus 2. So the final answer can be written as 4x plus 2a over 6a, and in the end you can take 2 common. If you're taking 2 common, what will happen? You will be having 2x plus a over 6a. So 2 1s are and 2 3s are will be cancelled out.